Yes, my viewers and loyal subscribers. Yes, you know, today is February 22nd, 2020. And the time now is 8 p.m. my time. I don't know what time it is here yet in the world. But, you know, we're still until, you know, Shane Dalling and Audley, Carter, you know, both anti-police, anti-American members of the Firearm Licensing Authority in Jamaica. You know, these people hate police. And it's all because of the extradition of the JLPLGBTQ plus gangster, Christopher Dudosco. Yes, man, you know, I would say, you know, a whopping 99.6% of the police force, current and former, you know, most of them, they are all coward, them complicit to all of the criminality that's going on in Jamaica, you know, within the police force, because them silent, you know, because they want to be everybody's friend, and they don't speak up. So, we are the voice of the police in Jamaica and the diaspora. You understand? The Federation is not the voice of police, they don't make, you know, it's all politics. We're not into politics. So the FLA scandal widens. Over 1,000 licenses issued by the gun authority to convicted criminals. So this is my view when it comes on to the FLA. Disband the FLA, the Firearm Licensing Authority in Jamaica, and return it to the heads of the police divisions across Jamaica. Yes, and the reason why I'm saying that is because the police are not corrupt, because they have never issued a convicted criminal any license firearm all these years that they have been issuing guns. So who are the corruptors in Jamaica? Well, this is that the same people who have been crying that the police force is corrupt, and they are the ones who are really corrupt. You understand? We are not dismissing that corruption exists, but we can see that the police have more ethics, honesty, and decency. You understand? Because they wouldn't even go as far as to give convicted rapists a license firearm like Jack Rowe. The firearm licenses who are the crooks in Jamaica, the convicted criminal firearm licenses who are the crooks in Jamaica, not the police, not the police. And the FLA has shown that the police are more trustworthy. So that's why we are saying disband the forces, we care about the deficit, and give it up to the police. When the police said it didn't cost the Jamaican people a penny. It was, they did have to pay for any storage, the people did have to pay any storage, any licensing fee, pay for the security guards, the rent, the light bill, because it's right at the police station. You understand? Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are an experienced and certified detective of the Jamaica Constabulary Force about to educate you with facts and not propaganda or hyperbole for the government and its minions. Yes, don't think that I had forgot about the thieving police officers too, who have caused the trust of the police force to erode over the years. You understand? In the worst way ever. I hate criminals with a passion. You understand? Yes, man, I hate criminals with their passions and their supporters. I do believe that every criminal must live in fear for their lives and not the law-abiding citizens. I do believe in preemptive strikes against criminals. There are no such thing named extrajudicial killing. It should be called self-defense, because you are preventing the suspect from carrying out his action of killing other citizens of Jamaica and visitors alike. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, most of my enemies are police officers. Let me repeat. Most of my enemies are police officers, current and former. because I do not like thieving police officers. And there are a lot of them serving in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And some of them are no longer serving in the police force, and some of them are still serving. You understand? Wherever you are in the world, I want you to stay tuned and listen to what I'm about to tell you, because the Firearm License Authority needs to be disbanded. Because anytime you have an entity that has been running deficit when it used to be a surplus for the government when it was with the police, the logical thing is to give it to the police. But we know these people, when it comes down to nepotism, cronyism and corruption, they don't care about the deficit. They care about their friends, their political allies and the parasites that feed on the people, you understand, and suck the blood out of the sufferer. You understand? Because remember, it's the poor that pay most of the taxes in Jamaica. You know? It's not the rich people. You know? Rich people don't pay any taxes. They pay little or nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because they make sure that, hopefully I hope things has changed. But I know under the PMP, it was the poor that paid the taxes. And when I say under the PMP, I'm talking when Peter Phillips was even Minister of Finance, they went as far as to tax egg, tea bag, Milo, and sugar. Added taxes and even tax the Ancat man downtown Kingston. So you don't want anything more than that. You understand what I'm saying? To show you that the PMP, you know, when they were in power, they tax even the poor. So I don't know if it's the same thing being done by this JLPLGBTQ plus government. You understand? So I am on the Firearm License Authorities and its employees, especially Mr. Shane Dalling, the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, because some people will say, CEO, what is CEO? Yeah, it's not everybody in Jamaica literate, you know, understand those acronyms and abbreviation, you understand what I'm saying? And Mr. Audley Carter, who's a former member of the Jamaica Defence Force, they are costing the taxpayers of Jamaica millions of dollars each year, along with the stench of corruption embroiled this agency. And when the police had the power and authority to issue gun licensing in Jamaica, there was never any case of convicted criminals or deportees issued firearm licenses. Because they, and when I say they, I'm talking the police believe in their oath of office and the security of the nation. Let me repeat it. The police believe in their oath of office and the security of the nation. Do you understand? I know that the PMP LGBTQ plus party is the police's greatest enemy in Jamaica. When I was serving as a police officer, I haven't seen their stance change toward the police, because I've seen Peter Bunting and his ranting and all kind of things. But you know that the corruption is rampant in Jamaica. You understand? They don't care about the police in any way. They make sure they look out for the criminal friends, because that's how it is, you know. Anything to the PMP, from I've been a police officer, and they think that there's money in that agency that somebody can make it through nefarious means. They took it away from the police. But I don't know how they don't take customs away from the custom department, or it's because the people who work at custom are their friends. So anything that has been done because they're letting in their friends with uncustom goods and all kind of stuff, so they protect them, because they have to understand it. That's how corruption in Jamaica is doing. You understand what I'm saying? So they won't touch that. So the background with this firearm thing now, you know that guy Peter Phillips, the guy that gives Jamaica Klansman, the same criminal gang that is on trial right now, part of the remnant of the gang. He's the one, when he was minister, you know, who gave these people government contract. You understand? So this man, you know, if the police force was a criminal organization, Peter Phillips did just take it from them, you know, and privatize it and provide jobs for his friends and his friends' children. Because they don't know how to create jobs, you know. The only thing that these people know to create is to create criminals. And we have, if you look, all the garrisons in Jamaica, 99.7% of the garrisons in Jamaica are PMP, LGBTQ plus community. These people are lazy, they don't believe in working, they don't believe in education, all they believe in whatever you have, you must give it to them, and if you don't give it to them, you must die. Because I am from a PNP LGBTQ plus community. So I'm telling you, the mindset of these people, they are very lazy, and very desperate. I'm only talking about bad minds. PNP, I'm telling you, man, they are remote bad minds in Jamaica. Anytime they see a police officer driving a nice little car, they start to, yes, boy is involved in drugs or is in this. So what's happened now with the firearm licensing authority, how it becomes privatized by the PNP? There's this DJ, his name is DJ Palmer, they call him Vibes Cartel. Vibes Cartel is from my community of Waterford. He was friend with Kunda and all kind of people. I know the man. Just briefly, exchange pleasantry, you know, that's it. He's not my friend. You understand what I'm saying? Bounty Killer is my friend. You understand when I was going to meet that. So he was issued a firearm license by a former superintendent of police. Claude Samuel. This man did not collect any money from Vibes Cartel or anything like that. It was a corporal by the name of Michael Smalling who collected the money because he was in talks with Isaiah Lane, who is a promoter of Sting. And you know, Mr. Samuels was one of those kind of police, from you're a police officer, a former police officer, you talk to him about anything, and he's willing to assist. So he had issued the Vibes Cartel the firearm. Everything came back from all the agents in that Vibes Cartel was good. Vibes Cartel was not involved in any gang business or anything like that. Nothing that he was on the radar of the police that he's a criminal. And the man was an upcoming international artist. You understand what I'm saying? And it was Leng who made the proposal to him and stuff like that. Anyway, after Vibes Cartel had performed at Sting and Ninja Man in some fight and stuff like that. So because it is rumored that Leng did not want to pay Vibes Cartel the rest of his money. So that's how they leak it to the media that Vibes Cartel get firearm in St. Andrews South Police Division, where I used to work, and he lives in Waterford. In which Vibes Cartel is a Jamaican, so it doesn't matter where he gets his firearm. You understand what I'm saying? And everything come back from all the bureaus and with his address and all of that. Because a majority of Jamaicans, even where they live, they don't even sleep the most of the time. You understand? Because we know how Jamaica is at times. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see what was the big abaloo about this thing. But they turn it and make it into something that it was not. And then, you know, you had some corrupt police officers done by CIB headquarters who took over the investigation. And then the same thing that they claimed that they were investigating, there was no evidence, you know, to the contrary, you know, none, you know. And the same thing that they accused Vibes Cartel of doing, Claude Samuels, the same thing that they were doing. But I'll touch into that another day, you understand? So, you know, these people, the reason why the FLA must be disbanded and give back to the police. When the police had it, it wasn't costing the government a penny. Everything the police were doing, they're doing it because it's a part of their job. You understand? Some people, like this going to police officer, you know, he was saying that police make millions and stuff like that. Well, I know a reason why he's going to say that, because, you know, when somebody was in a system and, you know, they themselves were corrupt, you know, or they were convicted for corruption and all kind of stuff, you know that they're not going to say anything good about the system per se, although it's the same system that they're riding on, you know, to even make their living right now. But I'm not going to even touch on that either. You understand? The police force is the entity that had nurtured me all through the years when I was there. That's why I'm the kind of person I am. Although it almost strengthened me. Big time, you understand? You know. So, as I've said, I know that the PMP LGBTQ plus party is the police's greatest enemy in Jamaica. But now we can see that the JLPLGBTQ plus government, along with this man Shane Dallin and AUDLEY Carter, both men has been relentlessly attacking members of the police force, current and former. You understand? By revoking their firearm, you understand? People who have contributed a lot to the Jamaican economy and society. And these people have been pushing a narrative against them in such a way that people paying them money, and then when they pay it, they tell them that they're not giving them no gun. But I'm going to touch on that next, to tell these police officers to recoup this money from the Jamaican government. You understand? Because the difference with the United States of America and Jamaica is that when they come out to its citizens or its residents, they protect them. It's not like Jamaica where it's crabbing the barrel thing. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm saying this is that every authority that the British had put in place before they handed over the island of Jamaica, the PMP-LGBTQ plus party, when they were in government, always took away the agency from the police if they believe or had any inclination that the police were making an extra money from the sale. So you know that you can see the pattern of the PMP now. Bad mind, big time, you know. These people are the most bad mind, covetous, envious and jealous people in Jamaica. They don't like to see, but yet still, you know, these are the same people that tell you that they love the poor, you know, but they don't like to see when other people are living above the poverty line. And you know that police officers are poor people children. You will never see a middle class children join the police force. Never. It's only the poor people's children. When I say middle class are people who are, you know, like people who are in the banking industry and, you know, big wigs and all of those people that have big business. Their children are not joining the police force because what they can make in 1 month working for their parents are in the private sector. That's 1 year's pay being a police officer. And the work is arduous. You understand? It's very ethic and very stressing. You understand? And the worst thing is that you don't even have health care because you get a certain amount of money for the year that cover your health benefits. And once that amount of money to buy prescription finish, you have to put it. So pretty much you're not even much better than the same people that you're policing in Jamaica. You understand? So that's how they operate. Anything. So the PMP LGBTQ plus government took away immigration from the police. And at the latest, they took away the issuance of firearms in Jamaica. So you see this streak of bad mind by the PMP. It first was done by KD Knight. You understand? The same man, you know, when you fight against the police and things, you know that God will strike you. So your children have to pay some form of retribution. You understand? So that's why they said do good and good will follow you. A lot of these people, they don't do any good. So that's why good don't follow them. When the police were issuing firearm licenses in Jamaica, there were never any scandal of the sort surrounding the issuing of firearm licenses. Now we are witnessing that a convicted rapist, Sinjay Jacure, was issued a license firearm. Do you think that the police would have done such a thing as granting a convicting rapist a firearm license? No, but the same people who claim that the police force is corrupted are worse than members of the police force. Because the police would not do such thing. Give a convicted rapist a license firearm. You would not see that. But these people have done it. Where are the critics of government spending in Jamaica? The Firearm Licensing Authority is a liability to the government and the people of Jamaica because they have paid millions to the Jamaicans who have filed lawsuits against the agency because Shane Dalling and Mr. Audley Carter's action has been unprofessional, dictatorship behavior, egoistic in doing their jobs, and behaving as if they're real dictators. And these men are like they're little man in adult clothes because they're easily hurt and they retaliate when people hurt them. You understand? Why are the taxpayers paying for this man and his family member security detail 24 hours a day, Mr. Shindanen? Why is the Jamaican taxpayers paying for security for this man? What kind of job that this man is doing at the FLA? Why he needs 24-hour security? I don't see the relevance there, and I don't see the need for him to have that. When the police were issuing firearms, there was no security provided for the superintendents of police, and this is added cost that is going to the budget. So if the government, this government, the St. Andrew Holiness government, along with Nigel Clark, who's the finance minister, cared about the deficit, this agency would be disbanded immediately. Disbanded. Because it's a farce. Because what they're doing is ripping off the Jamaican people. Why are the citizens of Jamaica paying for security for Shane Dalling family? And Shane Dalling, if he goes to the bathroom, he has somebody that's standing at the doors. That is not right. You understand what I'm saying? Whilst when the police were in charge of the same task, the police didn't get any special incentive from the government, and they were raking in millions for the government every year, and they weren't running a deficit. Now this man is there, and the government is in deficit. Or you can have a money-making machine, a thing that has been making money for the government for years, for decades, and now this man have it and it's in deficit. And this man has breached every rules you can think of. You understand? The Auditor General, Mrs. Pamela MONROE Ellis, annual report to Parliament that flagged DALLING'S contract as breaching the government guidelines. But you see, that's how cronyism works, you know, and because he know that he's protected. You understand? So when they're talking about corruption is minimal in this government, look right here. This is corruption. This is rampant corruption. If the Prime Minister have any shame on Dr. Orius Chan and Dr. Nigel Clark, this man would be, tomorrow this man, whenever I reach work, we would know that he's no longer welcome there. Because that's how they fire people in America. You know? You understand? You're not performing. You know, sometimes you just hear it on the news that you lose it, you've been fired or you get a text message. You understand? This man is running a deficit at this department and at this agency, and yet he's still there having a job. And all he has been doing is causing the government to lose more money. Even the people who are selling the firearm dealers, this man has retaliated against them because they say things to hurt his little ego. We know that child people have ego problem, you know, and they are very ill-tempered. You understand? But that doesn't, you cannot have somebody like this man to be there, Shane Dalling and Adi Carter. Not because Mr. Carter is a JLPLGBTQ plus active. You understand? He has been waging a war against the United States of America, a member of the JCM. The government must fire him today. These men need to go. They are hindrance to the success of the Jamaican government and for the people of Jamaica. We should have at least 10% of the population fully armed. That at least over 300,000 people should have license firearm in Jamaica. If we have so many gunmen in Jamaica with AK-47 rifles and driving around 4 of them in vehicles, the more people we have armed, the less criminals we have because they'll take them out. You understand? I don't know where this idiot, this man comes from, that, revoking police officers' guns. Even a police officer who was shot twice in Huntsville police area. You understand? And you revoke his gun license, talking about this police officer don't need any gun because he lives in America. Or yet he was shot doing the duty of protecting the people in Jamaica. And that's how you're treating him. When you, Shane Dalling, have never served the country of Jamaica, all you have been doing is nothing but a political parasite. You understand what I'm saying? And riding off, putting your hand in the people's coffers and thieving. You understand? When I say thief, I'm talking allegedly, because Mr. Meadows has accused you and others there of collecting $1.3 million last week. You understand? And I do believe him because I have heard several stories about you collecting money at your home from people in St. Elizabeth. You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully some of these people come and give statement, but look, I know that the people don't trust the police force down here in Jamaica because the commissioner of police, the current commissioner of police, he's not a police officer, he's a political act and a JLP LGBTQ plus supporter and activist because he doesn't know anything about policing, and what he has been doing is protecting the Prime Minister's friend. And Shane Dallin is the friend of Miss Juliet Holiness, who is the wife of the Prime Minister. That's the information that's received at this channel. You understand? I don't see why, when the head of various police divisions had the powers of issuing firearm license in Jamaica, these police officers, they had no such security details or costing the taxpayers any money. Do Jamaicans care about the deficit? I know majority of the low IQ people in Jamaica do not even know what is deficit, because you tell them that they start thinking it's something bad because it's close to a very derogatory word. Firearm Licensing Authority is a socialist agency for the political activists and those who are loyal to the government in power. Which is nepotism, cronyism, and corruption at its best. This agency was created by the PMP, LGBTQ plus government for their cronies and children. They can create jobs, so they have jobs and milk the taxpayers. The best thing that this government can do to show that they are serious is to return this agency to the police force, who are far more competent, honest, ethical, decent, trustworthy in doing their job of issuing firearm licenses. Competent and decent Jamaicans living in their division. There are no other way to fix this problem but to return the same to the police division's head. The police division heads weren't getting any special incentive for doing their jobs, or their family members and them receiving security details as if they are diplomats or someone more important than the average Joe. Shane Dallin is not more important than the little Joe down the road. All he's doing is just doing his job, and he needs security that people want to kill him. Nonsense. What have Shane Dallin have done? Which criminal has he ever arrested and sent to prison? Which criminal has he ever been taken on in a shootout? All we know that Shane Dallin is an enemy of the United States of America. We know that because since he has been there, he has been relentlessly attacking the police force and its members because of their help in extraditing Christopher Dudoscope, who is a member of the same party that Shane Dallin affiliated, the JLPLGBTQ plus party. In Jamaica, you cannot be a member of the JLPLGBTQ plus party unless Christopher Dudoscope okayed. That means you have to give his approval. It's not like here in America anyway. When a politician is running for elected office, they are endorsed by the police in their community or police area. In Jamaica, that's not how it is. You have to be endorsed by the criminals, and the criminals are the one that endorse you and says yes, that he's one of us. You understand? Let Mr. Shane Dallin and Mr. AUDLEY Carter start employment outside and scrap this agency. Everyone that has been there is costing the taxpayers of Jamaica more money. When this agency wasn't, the police wasn't costing the taxpayers anything. Why is this government adding to the deficit when the problem can be solved easily, costing the taxpayers nothing by giving it back to the police force? In which the police force have more competent, honest, decent, ethical, and truthful people who are there and who are thinking about the country's security. They're not thinking about how much money that they can make. Because police are poor people's children. We're not dismissing that there are crooks in the police force. In every organization, anywhere in the world you always going to find people that's corrupt. You understand? But it's supposed to be minimized. You can try to get rid of it by having deterrence. You understand that? Just like with the Chinese people, they know that if they get caught in corruption in China, they'll be killed. But they still take chances because they know it's one life. If they get caught, that's how it is, and they're ready to go. So there have to be something. You understand what I'm saying? You know, these people they need to find jobs elsewhere. The government needs to disband this agency and return it to the rightful people that the British, that the white people had left to issue the firearms. The police force. You understand? And the reason why the white men did it, because the white men know that the police are more trusting people than the upper class people in Jamaica. Because they know that they are the real crooks. The good people, the good people that are up there, they are the silent one because they're afraid of the thugs, the uptown thugs, the criminals. You understand? The same ones who appoint their friends to the firearm license authority. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they just fight for it because of this fishhead that's there. We need to take that away. Take it away from them. Let them go and find a job. I don't see why the government is paying for security for Shane Dalling and his family. When Shane Dalling, who's Shane Dalling? All we know that this one is a political activist. You understand? And he's an egotistic person and somebody who wants to live above his means. If he wants to pay for security, let him pay for it out of his pocket. This agency needs to be disbanded immediately. Get rid of it, man. There's no reason to have this agency because all it is doing is costing the taxpayers more money. And the government care about the deficit. If you do, you need to get rid of the firearm license authority. I have seen where the IDT people, because of his HR blunder and stuff like that, the IDT he has to pay one person over $6 million. When the agency was with the police, nobody could take the police to the IDT because they were fired and it's police officers. These people are already in the system and they're getting and the people that work at FLA is making more money than police officers, you know. And these people are not exposed to any danger. Plus this one is having security guard 24/7 to protect him and his family. What is his contribution to Jamaica? You understand? The only thing that we are sure of is that Shane Dalling is an enemy of the United States of America. He and Mr. AUDLEY Carter, both men have been attacking members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force since the extradition of Christopher Dudley. And you can look at the actions of these people after they have extradited Christopher Dudley. The PMP weren't attacking the police. Not that they are the friends of the police, because they are not. They are the one that took it away from the police and bringing stringent things against the police to show you that none of these people respect the police. Did you know that when Edward Seaga was Prime Minister, you know that the same system that have issued on firearm, police officers didn't have to take any fingerprint, pay any money for fingerprint, but that will show you how these people have no respect for the police force or its members. Mr. Shane Dalling and AUDLEY Carter are enemies of the United States of America and its citizens. Also past and current members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Also, 3 members of the New York Police Department that these men have revoked their firearm license. The only thing that the government can do, they allege shady operations at the Firearm License Authority in which guns are reported being approved for people with questionable character are being revealed, with more than 1,000 cases now said to be under investigation for alleged breaches. We know that nothing is not going to come out of it. But what we'd like to see is that this agency is banned and return to its lawful people who are trained when it comes on to security and the issuing of funds, the police. This agency must return to the police force, because when the police had it, it wasn't costing the government or the citizens of Jamaica a penny. So if the government cares about the deficit, this is the way to start tightening the waist of the government. Disband this agency, get rid of everyone there, and return the firearm license authority, return the issuing of guns to the superintendent of police. When it was with the police, the government didn't have to pay any rent, no security guards. All of these are employment money for their friends and because of political donation. So they keep milking the government. What you need to do is to stop that, cut out the corruption, return it to the police. When the police have it, there's no light bill to pay, no water, no security. You understand? There's no watchman at the police station because police is there 24/7. You understand? There's no private security guard provide security for the seniors, for the superintendents of police and their family. That's what Mr. Shane Dallin is doing. You understand? So if the government is serious about deficit, this is the time to get rid of it. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. Remember to like and share. And we are not doing this because we're doing it for the likes. We're doing it for the love. Although we know that there are a lot of corrupt police officers still in the police force here. But a corrupt society, you're not going to get rid of corruption that easily.